All right, here we go. I'm going to go through how to sort your work orders so you can find work orders that you need to reassign them and do a couple other things. First, you're going to go to work order and list, and I'm already there. You end up with this screen, and the first one, I think portfolio is always there. You would want to put in there whatever your building is. In my case, I'm going to use my whole section. So these are all the buildings under my responsibility. You hit search after you put a selection in these boxes. You have to hit search. It won't automatically do it. Um, so this has things in it that seemingly aren't even mine. It's just a very generic um, sort. The next thing you do is you go to this filter area, um, click filter. The next one you'd want to do might be priority. So we'll go to priority, and under priorities you have all the priority levels: urgent, tour, the PMs. So I'm going to unselect all of them except for the PM30 and the Z PM30 PMC, which are PM critical. I'm going to use those two and we'll throw in these ops and ops K just in case. All right, so we'll hit search again, and that brings me, I don't know why I have this canceled time card here, but this brings me to all the buildings, all of my buildings that have those things, and you'll see down here, you can have items per page up to 250, but right now I'm at 2,484 records. That is all the buildings. So we need to keep narrowing that down. We're going to go back to the filter. The next thing we're going to pick up is work order type. All right. So under work order type, again, you have the PMs and the self-generated. So I'm going to unselect those. I'm going to pick just the PMs. Recurring tasks would be your facility tour, admin, and training. And then your time check is obviously your EMCO ticket. Tours are all the dailies. Production outage, I don't think I've ever seen one. Quality control is mostly just for the facility coordinators and for myself when we do QC reports at the end of the month. And then self-generated is the one you guys make. Do not use, I don't know why we have that, because obviously you would not going to use it. And then customer requests is ones that come in through the portal. All right, so I'm going to search this again. All right, now we're down to, let's see, 2,335. All right, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to skip assign to, but you can put assign to and then put your name in there. First, we're going to go down to status, or up to status, I'm sorry. Status is it completed? Is it in process? There we go. So open, new, on hold, all those things, in progress, completed. I'm going to take out completed. I'm going to take out canceled, because most of the time we don't really care about the completed and the canceled ones. And that should have knocked it down quite a bit. Yep, now we're down to 258. All right, so we're going to filter it even further. We're going to go to the scheduled start date. Right? So this is the column right here, scheduled start date. And then you'll see the due by, but scheduled start date. We can, if you do the current period, that's going to be whatever month. So we're in June. So it says June 1st through June 30th. I'm going to search that, and that's going to give me just the ones that start this month. The problem is that's not a due date, but it will narrow it down to most of the ones that are due the same month, just because that's the way they sit. Now we're down to 209. All right. You can see this has, Fred and mine in there. A couple for Miguel, Jeff, And you can tell, obviously, here's the column that tells you who they're assigned to, and which, if they're not in your folder, your regular folder, if it says PM subcontractor or PM assignment right here, that means it's not going to show up on your phone. So like these three that Rusty has for these RTUs, they're due this month, but they're not going to show up in his folder because right now they're in his assignment. They don't show up on his phone. So that is the scheduled start date. And then to go even further, yeah, I'm trying to think of what other ones you might want to use. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else that you'd want to look, except for there is a search, which really helps. So in the search category, if you wanted to just know about, let's say, RTUs, you can put RTU in here and search it, and it's going to pull up all the ones that have RTU in the description. So I went through and pulled them all out. And then there are, like, you can sort by assigned to column, so just by hue, or you could come in here and put, instead of RTU, you could search, if you're just looking for you can put just your name, or you can go to the assigned to, you can pull up an assigned to, and that is, where it go? I'll get right here. So let's say I wanted to search, I'm going to search for Rusty Boyer. I'm going to just put his last name in there. Well, usually it'll come up with the three things. Here we go. So it comes up with his categories. These are other Boyers that are in the area. But here's just Rusty. So search for him, and then I get just his work orders. And then, like, you can delete that. I can look for just mine. So it gives me my three buckets: the PM assignment, the PM subcontractor, or just my name. This is the one that shows up in my phone. Subcontractor and assignment don't show up in my phone. So search that. I don't have any RTU records, so I'd have to delete out the RTU. Search again, and I have one that starts on 6/1. It ends by 6:30. It's my fire system. It's for my quarterly PM on the fire system, which I've actually already been done, so I need to close that out when I get a chance. Once you get to a record, you can use, there's two buttons. You can click on the work order number, and it will pull up this limited screen, which has some of the stuff on it. It allows you to do these things, you know, pick it up, edit the schedule, which everybody should not mess with this unless you talk to me. You can place it on hold, things like that. Or, and it shows right here the activity log, assignment change. But if you want to really get to the nuts and bolts of that work order, you use this little eyeball over here on the far right under action. Click that, and it will bring up the whole work order page. This has, you know, the work description, or the asset, the work description. You'll see this little edit pencil is something, if on a self-generated ticket, this is what you would use to change the work description if it's wrong. This is the punch list. So if you click the punch list, it'll bring up this pop-up screen where you can click these off one by one. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to close it out. It also will show you if you have closeout completion notes, they would be here. I haven't put those in yet. You would click that if you want to put I can put the repair category in it, even though I am not closing it out. But this is where you would, you know, work completed by um, Wayne Auto, correct my spelling, and save that. That information pops in here. So even though you haven't completed it, you can put this in so that there is a repair code in there, especially for payroll services. And then if you checked in and out, if you have time on this, it will show up in this check in and out log. There's not a whole lot else you would want to mess with on a work order, especially one that is not that is pre-generated, one that we didn't generate ourselves. Right, and then when you're done, you can either go back with your browser, or you can go back with this right here. It goes back to that list of work orders. All right, which is nice because in the old one you would have to come back to this page and resort everything, but this you don't have to do it. One other thing I'll show you while I'm here is how to assign it. You would select this. Keep in mind that after you're done with an action, this checkbox still stays there. So you have to, like click in and out to clear the checkboxes if you have a bunch of things highlighted. It gives you a chance to add a note, assign, attach documents, which down the road we'll be starting to attach documents. Edit the schedule, which would be pushing out the due date. Pick it up, place it on hold, reopen it if it's on hold. Start your time. The old system, you couldn't start and stop a ticket in the desktop version, but this time you can. So I'm going to just show you how to assign it to somebody. I'm going to assign this to another one of my folders. So you click assign over there, and then it brings up everybody. So you'll want to, again, search for yourself. It'll bring up your categories. And then you want to use this, whichever one you pick, you want to click the little arrow right here. And then it'll come up here, it'll say who you're about to reassign it to. So reassign to Sablone .pm assignment on save. So when you click save, it's going to reassign it. I'm not going to reassign it because it's in the right category right now, but that is how you would reassign it. And it will go through and it would tell you successful or not. All right. I'm going to cancel out of that. All right, I think that's it for this quick lesson. I just wanted to give you an idea of how to sort through your work orders on the desktop version. I'm assuming that you know how to sign into your desktop version. If you don't, please contact me. Talk to you soon. Bye.